Welcome students for the second program. Our second program is write a program to find the sum of first 10 integer. That is, we have numbers from 1 to 10, okay, and that is stored in array called as, we are storing the name, we are giving the name for array as ARRAY, array itself, okay. Here we are storing the numbers 1 to 10 and we have to add these all the 10 values and that is our program. That is, we have to add the first 10 integer numbers. Okay, here is the code. So in R1 I'm taking the count of the array and in R2 I'm loading the starting address of the array. Okay, we are initializing the register 4 with 0. Okay, then the content of R2. So R2 is pointing to array here. So that first content is loaded to R3 here. Okay. And R2 will be jumped to the next memory location by this hash formats. After loading the content, present content of R2, that is wherever R2 is pointing to, then it will jump to the next memory location. Okay. So now R3 is having the first number, that is 1, and R2 is pointing to the second number. And here in this step, R4 and R3 is added. R4 right now it is having 0 and R3 is having the first number, that is 1, and add is done and the result will be stored in R4. Okay. So after this, we are subtracting the content of R1 by 1 because we have already added one number. So we are decrementing the count. And here branch not equal to next. That is, if the zero flag is not equal to, that is R1, if it is not equal to 0, we are jumping back to next. Okay. Then once we have done with all the 10 programs, similarly, it keeps on looping back till R1 becomes 0. That is, all the 10 numbers gets added. Okay. Then stop. So we'll see the execution step. I have kept everything ready, the execution steps here. So we are already in debug button. Okay. So for execution, you have to see the introduction video. Okay, we'll see the contents of array here. No, sorry, all the registers. And this array is stored in memory location called as ARRY. This array. So for that, I should have my memory window to see the content of memory. As I told you, to view the memory, I should click 2 times, double click. Okay, so now I'll start executing step 1. So here, first step is 10 is loaded to R1. So you can see the changes here. A is there in R1. Next, array starting address of array is loaded to R2. So I'll execute that step. Right now R2 is 0. You can see here. I'll execute this step. So starting location, it is giving us 20 for the array. So I'll type that 20 address here. So you can see here, the first number is 1, second number is 2, third number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is the memory content of address 20. Till all 10 numbers it is storing here. It stores 10 is stored as A, that is hexadecimal value, and this is the address of the array. Okay, so like this it stores. So you can check each step. What is the next step? Next step, it is loading the content of content of memory location pointed by R2 to R3. So right now R3 is having 0. R2 is pointing to the first location. So the first location content is 1 that is loaded to R3. So I'll execute that step. You can see the changes. Okay. So now it has executed R4 as 0. Next step is, see, you can see here, R3 is loaded by 1. Now what happens? R4 and R3, that is 0 plus 1, is added and it is stored in R4. So I'll execute that step so you can see the changes. Now subtract R1 by 1. So now it is 10. It will become 9 here. So you can see the changes. Okay. Then here it is comparing. So now you can see here the 0 flag is 0. So when it is branch not equal to next, so 0 flag is 0 itself. Until it is 0, it keeps on looping. Okay. So similarly, it will execute and keep on adding the values. So now it is added, number 9 is added, the last number 10 is added. Now you can see the count becomes 0. So you can see the 0 flag here. So 0 flag is 1 now. So it will come out of the loop. Now stop. Okay. So where is my result? Result is in R4. R4 is 37. That is hexadecimal value. So what is the value of adding all these numbers? I think it is 55. Its hexadecimal equivalent is 37. So this is how you will execute the program. Once you finish that, you have to say again debug. So you'll come to normal screen. I hope you have understood. Yeah. Thank you all.